Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of Stranger Things on Netflix, the very first season. Um, and yeah, this review is a little delayed. I'll admit that. Um, I know I'm way behind this on this. I should have at least checked it out quite a long time ago. Um, and it's my kind of thing. It's something you would think I would have been interested enough to check out when it first came out, or at least within the first year or two, right? But no, I actually just finished the first season a few days ago. At least I'm in time for the second season coming out in October, though, so there's that. But anyway, like I said, it's a Netflix original series called Stranger Things, and if you guys for some reason didn't know, it stars Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Millie Bobby Brown, as well as quite a few others, including Natalia Dyer, and then Finn Wolfhard, and there's other names I can't pronounce. I'm bad with names, apparently. Um, I'll just read you the basic premise off the wiki, just to get that part out of the way, because I know you guys all know what Stranger Things is about, so I'll just read you this brief little sum up here. Stranger Things is set in the fictional rural town of Hawkins, Indiana during the early 1980s. The nearby Hawkins National Laboratory performs scientific research for the United States Department of Energy, but secretly does experiments into the paranormal and supernatural, including those that involve human test subjects. These start to affect the unknowing residents of Hawkins in calamitous ways. So yeah, that's the basic idea there, and it starts off with Winona Ryder's son, Mike, or not Mike, excuse me. Mike's the main kid in the story. Um, let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, Will is the kid. He ends up disappearing. And, there's a few different main characters here, but there's this group of kids who it focuses on a lot. Like I said, there's Will who goes missing. And like I said, Mike is sort of the lead kid. And he has a couple of friends as well, named Dustin and Lucas. And of course, they're pretty set out on finding him right away, but of course, you have other people in the town. Winona Ryder's character is pretty devastated. The mother, she's at first it seems like she could be like in denial and she's not really wrapping her head around the whole thing. Um, like any parent would be just devastated and trying to find any other possible answer as to what could have happened to her boy. And then you have David Hopper. He's the chief of the Hawkins Police Department. David Harbour, of course, playing the new Hellboy coming up in the reboot. And I've seen little bits of David Harbour's work before. I mean, he had a small role in Banshee, which is a show I loved. I've seen him in a few other things here and there. And let me tell you, like his first scene in the show, I was like, yeah, he can be Hellboy. um, but yeah, I thought I'm not gonna go into every detail of the story. That would take way too long. Millie Bobby Brown, by the way, she plays 11, or the kids end up calling her Elle. She has these psychic kinetic abilities. She's one of the other people that were experimented on by this group. She'll also be starring in the Godzilla sequel coming up in 2019, which is really cool. But yeah, so it's a pretty stacked cast here, and then you also have Will's sister, or no, not his sister, Mike's sister here, played by Natalia Dyer. Nancy. She's also having, of course, your typical high school issues with a jock who turns out to be a complete dick, and things like that. And then you also have, Will's older brother, the boy who had vanished, Jonathan, played by Charlie Heaton. And all the cast, he's really into photography. He ends up having a crush on Nancy, but he's a really devout, brother, and he's really trying to keep his own place as much as he can, or trying to keep her, as all right as he can. And I know I'm not explaining this the right way. I'm not doing any justice at all. In the show, it definitely has a lot of Stephen King like inspiration to a lot of Stephen King type of story elements to it, or just like vibes, the tone, just the feel to the show is very Stephen King like, and that's not a complaint. It feels like a mix of like Stephen King. I've heard other people say The Goonies, so I can definitely see that. It's really a nice homage to a lot of things that came before, but I still feel like there's something different about Stranger Things. It's not just one giant homage to things that have come before. It's really pretty high quality story for itself, I think. I was pretty pleased with it. I liked Stranger Things quite a bit. I only have like a couple, sort of minor gripes with it, but overall, I think it's a actually very deserving of the renown it's gotten for the most part. The cast is very good. David Harbour, his character is personally my favorite. He has a lot of depth as well. I'm not going to be going into too many spoilers here, but I assume you've seen it, so you should probably still click off the video if you haven't. He had lost his daughter, some time ago, and he's divorced and everything like that. So there's some stuff there that you can see the weight on him, which I'm sure they might explore more in season 2. And then you have Winona Ryder as the mother of Will, who went missing, and she did a pretty good job. She definitely brought it as far as like the emotive scenes go, I think, and she's a pretty good actress. But there were times, at least earlier on in the season, where she felt a little bit over the top, or she overacted a little bit to me, maybe. I don't know. She could be a little bit annoying to a certain extent, but past that, I think she really turned in a really nice performance. And the kids all do a pretty good job as well, especially the main kid played by Mike, Finn Wolfhard. I think he did a really nice job too. Millie Bobby Brown, I think, and David Harbour, though, were the standouts to me and my favorites in the show. And in 11, the character just gets better and better as we see more flashbacks with her as she discovers more about humanity and herself. She just gains more and more depth, and because of that progress, Millie Bobby Brown's expressions and just her acting, and just the way she's showing on her face gets better and better as 11 just brings out more of who she is, and she starts to care about her friends. I thought that was pretty well done too. And of course, there's this possible monster out there that the kids nicknamed the Demogorgon based off of this game they play, and I liked how they built that up too. They used a lot of suspense. They didn't fully reveal it for a good while into the season, which I appreciated. And the final design for it's fine. It's not like overboard amazing or anything, but it looks good, and it's decent CGI for sure. It's definitely not bad where it takes you out of the experience or anything. It has definitely a good mystery vibe to the whole thing too. And we still don't know everything. It's still very up in the air about what's actually going on. Yeah. There's a whole lot more I could say about Stranger Things, as well as another favorite of mine, actually, that I almost forgot to mention was Nancy, Natalia Dyer. Some people could say she took away from like the pacing of the main story, with her plot with Steve, the jock boyfriend, and everything. But I don't know, I thought she did a really nice job, and she could really emote too. I thought she did a really nice job with that. And then the Steve character, he comes off like a complete dick at first, that just wants to get in her pants pretty much, but then he actually snaps out of it, towards the end of the season, and sort of ditches his other, asshole friends, to go and help her. So I guess that was a step in the right direction, but I found it a little bit disappointing that she didn't end up with Jonathan in the end, because I felt like they were really building that. Then we just see her sitting with Steve again at the end. It felt a little bit odd, even though Steve did sort of redeem himself, I guess, but still. But I nonetheless look forward to more of her in the second season. But yeah, so there's a lot more I could say about Stranger Things, but like I said, the acting all around is very good. I really like the atmosphere and tone to it, and I'm pretty eager to see season 2 in late October. So yeah, if I had to rate Stranger Things, I've been debating. I'm honestly giving it around like an A- or an A. Like I said, just a couple little gripes. But as I've said in my other videos, my rating system just isn't based on like critically looking at things, but it's also just like personal enjoyment as well. So I'm giving it around an A- or an A. I probably have to rewatch it again, with my girlfriend or something, and that might give me a better fix on it. But either way, still a really, really nice show that I did enjoy. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Stranger Things. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.